I think this one is kind of hard for number 4. It's just like a lot of work, a lot of steps, and because we don't have the calculator, we have to do a lot of arithmetic ourselves. So that aside, the facts that we need to know for this geometry question are essential. They are ones that we need to have memorized for the SAT, and we've got to make sure we're using everything that they're giving us in the question. So the first thing I think that most people are going to do is they're going to look here and notice that these two angles that I'm highlighting in yellow are supplementary, right? So those two angles, supplementary angles, are equal to 180 degrees. So that does not appear in the reference chart at the beginning of every math section. That is a fact that you need to memorize on your own. So what that means we're going to do is we're going to do a little subtraction. So we're going to do 180 minus 114. So let's do it the long way. So the way I learned it is take that 8, turn it into a 7, make that a 10. 4 from 10 is 6. 1 from 7 is 6. And the 1's cancel out, meaning that this is 66 degrees. And if you're unsure about your arithmetic, just addition's easier than subtraction. You could try it to add them and make sure they get you back to 180. It's fine. Okay, now we do have another 180 rule that we're going to use, but this one we can rely on the reference chart. The reference chart at the beginning of every math section says that a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. You might have that memorized anyway, but it's given to you in the reference chart. So now we've got a triangle right here with two angles, this orange one, because we just got that 66. So we can work our way to this angle right here by doing another set of subtractions. So what most people do here is they're going to first add the 31 plus the 66, and that's not so bad, 97. And then they're going to do 180 minus 97, so 8 becomes a 7, 10 from 7 minus 10 is 3, or 10 minus 7 is 3. That 9 into 17 is going to go 8 times, 83 degrees, and sure enough, let's write this in blue, sure enough, 83 plus 97 is 180. So we can, again, check our work. Now we have another angle rule that we're going to use. Because of vertical angles, which is when two lines, or any number of lines, intersect, angles that are across from each other are going to be the same. So vertical angles means that this right here is also 83. And again, we can do supplementary. We could get this angle on the other side, but we don't need it. And in fact, getting it isn't really going to help us here. What we need to do, and this is where most people get stuck, but what we need to do is we need to go back to the question and make sure we've used all of the information that we were given. So if we go back, we see that we were told that RT is equal to TU. So RT is this line right here, and TU is this line right here. So those are the same. Now, why does that matter? Well, this makes the big triangle on the bottom here an isosceles triangle. And if those two sides are the same, then the angles opposite those sides are also the same. So that means that angle R is going to be the same as angle U. And that matters because if we know there are 180 degrees in a triangle and 114 of them are accounted for, we can do some subtraction, and we've already done that subtraction. Notice, it's the same as we did before. We can do that subtraction and see that there are 66 degrees left for angle R and angle U. And angle R and angle U are the same. So we can take 66, divide it by 2 to get that each of those angles has to be 33. So that's this here and this. Ooh, I'm going to squeeze it in like this, 33. Whew, almost done. Now we know that we have a little tiny triangle right in here. Right here is another triangle. And we've got two angles of that triangle, and we need to find the third So once again, 180 degrees is what we can use. So let's do first the 33 plus the 83. So 33 plus 83 is 6 and 11, 116. And so 180 minus 116 is going to get us angle X. So 7, 4, 6, 64. Oof. Okay, so that was a lot. That was a lot. So what two rules did we really need to know here? We needed to know that supplementary angles are 180 degrees. Ooh. You can still see it kind of. Supplementary angles are 180 degrees. Supplementary equals 180. And we needed to know that isosceles triangles have equal angles opposite equal sides. So we needed to know that. The triangle rule was given to us in the reference chart, but we still need to know it. I guess we also need to know the vertical angles thing. So this is just like a smorgasbord of angle rules all in one question. It's hard for number 4. It's a lot of work, but at least it's great review for all the angle rules that you could see individually in other questions. So maybe bookmark this one if you need help with any of those angle rules. And yeah, then you got to do a lot of arithmetic, addition, subtraction, but eventually we get there. Push through on this question if you know those rules. It's worth the time for those 10 points.